Hey everyone, today's active self-protection extra lesson addresses something that drives me batty on the range, whether I'm teaching or learning, what I see students do all the time, and that is they muzzle themselves with their gun when they're holstering. I see it constantly, and I'm going to show you something today on properly holstering your firearm. One little trick that will keep you from muzzling yourself with your firearm if you will do it. This is not original to me. I learned this from Phil Wong, who is a friend of mine, a Masada U Group senior instructor. Dude's got a file, a gun school file. It's about this thick. I mean, thousands of hours of firearms training. And Phil, at our Bullets and Bibles conference last year in October of 2016, he showed me this means of holstering, a little check, one little small thing to do. I thought about bringing you this video because I used it a couple weeks ago at our class in Jackson, Nebraska at RevTac Firearms, and people kind of went, whoa, a couple of the instructors. And so I wanted to bring it to you. Okay, so here's what I've got here. I have both an appendix carry. This is my VP9, and I have a strong side carry with a blue gun on. Now I want to show you that my daily carry here, I have a training barrel in it. So it is not, a live firearm right now. You can't chamber a gun in this. If you wanted to look and see, you can see right down there. See, it's got a barrel plug in it, so that you can't actually fire out of it. Okay, so training tool right now. I'm not going to show you all the holstering stuff, all the bits of the holster, but this particular holster is from Gabe at the Armory, Knowledge Skills Gear Armory, and it has a wedge on it as well as a claw. The wedge is what does this, and the wedge does is it keeps the holster from going this way. I'm not the skinniest guy ever, so it pushes the bottom of that holster out a little bit, and that's important for this, because this is what I see people do when they do an appendix. This is what I see folks do, and I am going to turn to the side so you can see it. They're shooting, they go bang, 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 they do their pew pew thing. And then when they go to holster, they clear their cover garment and they do this on their way in. Now, if you look right here, I am currently pointing a gun that I have in my hand into my bits and pieces because I'm trying to find my holster. Now, some of that's not looking your gun in the holster, and you're fishing with the muzzle for the opening to the holster. And so they're, doing this thing here, pointing a gun. When they finally find it, they put it in. That is a bad idea. I see it the same way. Here I have it's just a Glock 17 blue gun in orange from with a strong side holster here. And same thing, I see them lift this up, and then if I turn this way so you can see, they go try to find the muzzle. You see what I'm doing here? I'm pointing this gun at myself. Now, this is a little exaggerated, but I see people do it this way all the time. And if that gun were to go off, I'm going to streak a bullet right down into my pelvic girdle, which is bad. There's lots of stuff there when I'm trying to find that. So how do I fix that? Really simple way. This is not difficult, okay? Number one, always practice all my other fundamentals, right? So if I am carrying appendix, here we go. So again, I always keep my firearm pointed in a safe direction. That's the biggest thing we're worried about here. Number two, I keep my finger off of the trigger. I keep my finger high and along the slide. If I'm right-handed and I were to go this way, I like to use the ejector port as a register. I don't like way down here. I like way up tall. As a lefty, I'm going to go back to this. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. Whether I'm going strong side or whether I'm going appendix, I'm going to stop at holstering. Holstering is an administrative action. Two things that I always teach. Number one, always look your gun into the holster. If you are not a cop, you will always look your gun into the holster on anything live fire that I do. Anytime we're on the range for John, you will always look your gun into the holster. People say sometimes, they go, but you got to keep your eyes on the threat. Always keep your eyes up on the threat. If you're a CCW holder and there's a threat around, don't put your gun away. That's as simple as it gets. Don't put your gun away. You only put the gun away when all the shooting is done. There's no more threats, and you need both hands for something else, okay? The other thing is in a real shooting, you're going to be all hinky because you're going to have the adrenaline drop, the adrenaline dump that comes in, and all of a sudden you're doing all the shakies. This will help you and keep you from muzzling yourself. So either way, if you're going strong side or if you're going appendix, you come back first and you use Craig Douglas's Thumb Pectoral Index. And what that means is I start by flagging my thumb really high. I'm trying to keep it in the light here. Flag your thumb really high on the gun. Don't keep your thumb down here. You take that support hand off and you get it real high, okay? So as I bring the gun in here, I come to this Thumb Pectoral Index. Notice that I'm worried about my support hand as well, but that Thumb Pectoral Index is very important because from this point forward, this thumb has to stay connected to my body. I cannot float the gun out into space or I will point it at myself, or at least I run that risk, okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to pull my cover garment up and out of the way, keep my thumb connected to my body, slide down, and then tap the outside of my holster. So you notice I look at my holster, I see that it's clear. Now with appendix, I step my strong side leg back just a little bit so it's out of the way, kick my hips forward, and then look the gun into the holster. That gun has pointed away from all of my bits and pieces. It's not pointing at either of my femoral arteries because the muzzle's pointed right down the middle and the wedge has pushed it out just a little bit. And the key here is as I'm keeping my thumb pectoral index nice and high, I slide down and tap the outside, because what that's doing, if I move sideways here, is you notice what that's doing is that's keeping my muzzle from going inboard like this and pointing at me. So I keep this way. Then as I come up, a little hard with that in there, the wedge keeps my holster away, points down between my legs. I don't have that problem. Strong side, same thing. Gun comes out of the holster. I do my pew-pews, bang, bang, bang. Done all my stuff that I need to do. Holstering is an administrative action, so I first of all slow down. No reason to rush. Get my thumb pectoral index. Gun comes back. My support hand comes back to my high center chest so I don't shoot myself. I go and I clear my cover garment, visually clear it. Look, is it clear? Is everything out of the way? Now I come down this way. Now best way to show you here is sideways. You notice that the muzzle is pointed out and I'm away from myself. One of the things I see people do is they kick I'm gonna back up a little bit. They kick their leg out wide and then they end up pointing the gun at their leg. No, I actually want just the opposite. Kick that strong side leg back a little bit. So then that way the muzzle's out and I tap outside. Notice the orientation of the gun. The gun stays canted outside. Thumb pectoral index says that it's away from me, that I'm going to maintain that, tap the outside of my holster with just the muzzle. I'm not trying to tap the bottom because, again, I'm pointing the gun at myself. I come outside, tap the outside of the holster, and then go find it and put it away. Simple as that. If you'll just tap your outside of your holster, if you use a thumb pectoral index, carefully visually clear your holster, then tap and put it away. Whether you're carrying appendix, you're carrying a strong side, you will do just fine and you will not muzzle yourself. Please, everyone, learn to safely holster your firearms. Hope that helps you in your daily training.